Enjoying the attractions of a town or city is much more difficult if you have problems seeing, hearing or getting about. And many of us do. 15% of Europeans have some form of disability. If we add to them older people whose mobility is restricted simply by age, the percentage is much higher. The city of Lorrach is working hard to make sure that everyone can enjoy its attractions. The pyramid is one of 23 sculptures created to add cultural interest to the city's streets. They've been in place since 2005, but now Lorrach's Council for Disabled People, or CDP, has made sure that everyone can enjoy them, even if they have a disability. My name is Colin Potts. I'm from the University of Chester in England. I'm in Lorrach as part of a conference between Lorrach and its twin cities, exploring social aspects of sustainable tourism. Behind me is the Pyramid, a sculpture designed by Bruce Nauman, and it's the starting point for the famous sculpture tour of Lorrach. With me are Dirk Furtwängler and Gunnar Kappel from the Lorrach Council for Disabled People. Dirk, tell me, how are you involved in helping develop tourism for all?
We try to make sure that as many as possible of Lorrach's attractions are accessible to all. We work very closely with the city's museum and included the sculpture trail, which is wheelchair accessible, on our city map. We are committed to helping even more attractions become accessible for everyone.
Today, a party of tourism experts and tourism students from Lorrach's twin towns are trying out the sculpture trail from the perspective of people with sight or mobility problems. All of the sculptures can be enjoyed by wheelchair users, and a new audio guide means that blind or partially sighted people can appreciate them too. The audio guide is also a big help for people who have difficulty reading. The next step is to introduce guided tours of the city for disabled people. This will involve providing extra training for Lorrach's guides so that the tours can form part of their regular programme. Lorrach's sculpture trail is one of its major attractions. But why do disabled people find it difficult to appreciate the trail?
This sculpture here, the cube, can be enjoyed by everyone because it is easy to feel. But there are others on the trail that not everyone can touch because they are too high. The hard part for the blind is that they cannot experience all of the sculptures.
The CDP is trying to change the way that people think about disability. It has screened a series of films starring disabled people, making sure, of course, that audio commentary was available for those with difficulty seeing.
I imagine that this sculpture might be a tree, because its height means that it is impossible for me to think of it any other way. We have had the idea of making models of all the sculptures so that they can be understood, whether they can be touched or not. We have an audio guide that describes the sculptures well, but having models too would make the whole experience complete.
The sculpture trail is just one feature of a map of Lorrach created especially for people with disabilities. It includes accessible routes through the city, parking advice, and details of shops, restaurants, hotels and visitor attractions where disabled people will not feel disadvantaged. An audio version of the map is also available. The CDP worked closely with the German Hotel and Gastronomy Association to assess Lorrach's hotels and restaurants. The Glasshouse is an excellent example of a restaurant that meets the needs of all of its customers. It has a lift, its toilets are wheelchair accessible, and its menu is written in Braille. It also recruits staff with learning disabilities. You developed this excellent city map to help people with disabilities make the most of Lorrach. What does it include?
Also wir haben im Stadtplan unter anderem
On the map we have listed medical centers that are wheelchair accessible and identified parking spaces all located for wheelchair users. We have summarized accessible places of interest and routes around the local area. We have included restaurants recognized by us and by other organizations. We adjusted the DEHOGA criteria a bit to meet our needs as our requirements are not quite so strict. We are confident that everyone who uses our map will find places where they feel comfortable.
Adaptiert auf unsere Bedürfnisse, dass sie nicht ganz so streng sind. Und diese Gastronomiebetriebe haben wir im Stadtplan eingezeichnet, sodass jeder weiß, da kann ich hin, da finde ich alles und da fühle ich mich wohl.
Okay. Hallo. Hallo. Ein Latte Macchiato. Latte Macchiato. Dankeschön. Bitteschön. Mit Kaffee. Ja. Vielen Dank. Bitteschön. Vielen Dank. Okay.
Daniel Herdrich has been employed as a waiter and barkeeper at the Glass House since 2006. He's one of 7 disabled assistants currently working at the restaurant. In fact, there are only 3 front of house staff who do not have a disability. Daniel is a well-known figure in Lorrach, particularly since he won a gold medal in judo at the 2012 Special Olympics.
Which table, please?
Table number 19.
Right, come on then. Off you go.
A green tea,
A green tea.
a hot Ovaltine,
Hot Ovaltine, yes.
and a small apple juice.
And a small apple juice.
A green tea and 1 small apple juice.
Is everything on there?
A green tea and an apple juice.
And there's something else down there on your list.
I said an apple juice.
And that down there, there are 4 things on your list.
Oh yes, a fizzy apple juice and an apple juice.
A fizzy apple juice on top of that. So we've got 4 drinks all together now. Right, so we'll make the drinks now.
The CDP recognises that there is still much work to do, but it can be proud that Lorrach is already becoming known as a city that can be enjoyed by everyone.